Hey you people, it's Alpha Bob. Our current attempt at this Billion ISK challenge has us at 300 million ISK at the 1 hour and 45 minute mark. If you do the math, that would be 857 million ISK for 5 hours. But remember, I have to fly back to Jeddah to sell my loot. That takes away about a half an hour of hacking time. So recalculating, that's 771 million ISK. Now a lot of you folk have guessed at my total amount well above the 1 billion ISK amount. Thank you for the confidence you have in my attempt, but are you freaking crazy? There is a guess of 1.85 billion ISK.
Active.
Well, that's not gonna happen. As we come back to reality, I'm going to skip ahead to something exciting. We have scanned down an improved Angel Covert Research Facility, also known as a ghost site. These ghost sites can be deadly if you don't have the right fitting to withstand the possible 10,000 explosive damage. This site is high risk, high reward. I drop a mobile depot and will change my fitting. In my lower slots, I install 3 true Sancha explosive armor hardeners and an Imperial Navy 200mm steel plate. I also replace my relic analyzer, which I don't need, with a shield extender. These give me more than 10,000 explosive damage protection. I get 85% resistance with 1,641 armor. That's a total of 10,940 armor against incoming explosive damage. Once you start your warp to this site, an invisible timer starts to count down. You have about 1 to 3 minutes before a set of 8 rats will warp to the site. Once they show up, you have 10 seconds to leave before they warp disrupt you and shoot you dead. When you arrive, cargo scan all the cans to find which ones are best to hack. Some of the blueprints can be worth over 30 million ISK. If you fail any of the containers, they will explode with 10,000 damage, but you can survive this. Use your micro-warp drive to fly between cans, but turn it off when you are hacking. As I start my first hack, I make sure all 3 of the armor hardeners are on. I only get 1 chance at each hack. I'm also watching the overview for the rats. When they arrive, I have about 5 seconds to start my warp out. When you fly away from a hack, the can will explode, but if you try to finish, the rats will warp disrupt your ship, shoot at you, and then explode all the cans. Usually that will result in death. I will continue to hack each container until the rats come. Make sure to turn off the micro-warp drive to save your cap. Rats are here, and I quickly start my warp to a planet. You can see my ship has taken the explosive damage from failing the hack, but now I'm escaping with my life. Ghost sites are the most nerve-wracking of all hacking, so don't attempt them until you feel ready.
Warp drive active.
I now drop my mobile depot to change my ship back to the hacking fit. If no one is in local, you can leave your depot in space, just make sure it's bookmarked. My shields will slowly come back, but I use this opportunity to use my armor repairer to restore my armor. Don't forget to scoop up your depot. I'm now doing my one log off. I did this 5-hour challenge in 2 sessions. I now skip ahead to my next session. Okay, I'm back. I rejoin my fleet of 1. And then I use a filament to travel to the next null space region. I'm starting to rethink this rule of having to use a filament after a log off. It was meant to prevent the possibility of pre-scanning for good sites, but for ISK making, it's better to recheck your current region if you've been logged out for a while. I see I'm now in Sanchez space. The relic sites here are worth the most, but the problem is these regions are very busy and most of the sites have been hacked already. For the next 30 minutes, I can only find 3 relic sites for a total of 14 million ISK. I'm lucky that the many players I saw in local didn't catch me at a gate. Normally, the smart thing to do here is wait out the timer and use another filament. Since it was mostly uneventful, I'm skipping the next 30 minutes. So long, Sanchez space. Hello, Angel space. No one is in local for a change, so I start scanning. Checking the map. Pretty empty. Sweet. Since this space is quiet, I will use the agency window to find the systems with the most signatures. Here's 4 signatures only 2 jumps away, so I set my destination. I now set a few waypoints. Now I have enough jumps for the next 15 minutes. But I actually stay here for over an hour.
Drive active.
I hack 8 relic sites for just over 200 million ISK. At the end of this area, I do a limited sleeper cache, and then something eventful happens. You can skip over my relic site hacks, or go grab yourself a cold one and watch all my hacks. I will skip forward to each relic site to speed things up. To skip the relic sites, jump ahead to the 39-minute mark.
Warp drive active. drive active. Warp 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 drive active. active.
We now rejoin our scheduled programming. After doing a few relic sites, I have just over 530 million ISK with about 1.5 hours left in the challenge. Now I have a limited sleeper cache to attempt. This site usually won't be over 50 million ISK, but it's easy and quick. I now start the hack of the hyperflux generator. Like the other sleeper cache sites, you can take your time on the first hack, but if you fail, you will then have 2 minutes to complete the hack.
Warp drive active.
This site has just one room. I select and cargo scan all the containers. $12 million is good. Another 12 million, nice. Each container has a different way to approach it. This first one is in the open, so I just fly to it. You can attempt these hacks as many times as you need. I select the blue loot and the blueprint. Many of these polarized blueprints are worth 10 to 20 million each. This container is in a gas cloud. I will have to hack the remote pressure control unit first to turn off the gas for 2 to 3 minutes. You only get one attempt at this hack. Take it slow. See if you can tell why I click on each spot. Alpha Bob is pretty good at hacking. Now I can hack the container in this gas without any damage. Do this hack fast. You can make many attempts in 3 minutes. Watch the messages in local. It will give you a 30-second warning when the gas will return. I fly out of the gas to assess the next container to hack. Wait, there's someone in local. Since we entered this room through a warp gate, he can't warp directly to us. I use the D-scan to watch, and I'm safe for now. Okay, this next container is on the other side of this green gas cloud. I fly over the top to approach this container from the other side. On my D-scan, I see this guy is in a capsule. Pro tip, be careful of players in capsules. It usually means they are locals and have ships nearby to switch into. This guy has been in local for a while now, maybe checking ZQL to see if I'm a threat. This last container is behind a force field. For some reason, I decide not to hack this.
Warp drive
It was a 12
active.
million ISK container, and all I needed to do was hack the remote defense grid to gain access. Get ready for some action. Nothing in this system, so I warp
Warp
to the
drive
next gate.
active.
I see our capsule friend. Freeze the video. Now that the video is frozen, we can take a look at my situation and figure out what I did right and what I did wrong. I first recognized the guy from 2 jumps ago, and last I saw, he was in a capsule. Now, the immediate threat is that Saber on D-scan. Remember, the Saber ship is the Explorer's worst nightmare. This is the ship that can drop warp bubbles on you. But since that ship is not sitting on this gate, I'm safe. Think to yourself, what should I do at this moment? I only had about 4 seconds to make the right choice, but I didn't. My best move would be to warp immediately to a planet or bookmark to remain safe. When you first enter a new system, your ship will remain cloaked for 60 seconds. Usually, it's best to use this time to decide your best move. I will now advance the video a few seconds. Hello, our friend in the Saber has warped to the gate. I remember thinking to myself, he hasn't seen me, so he might be about to jump through the gate. Wrong. If I had a few minutes to think, I would realize that he came here to get his Saber ship, and he was now coming back to find me. But the instant I entered this system, he saw me in local. and he knows I entered through this gate. Since I haven't shown up on his D-scan, he also knows I'm still cloaked for 45 more seconds. Now, it's a waiting game. The second I uncloak, he will drop his first warp bubble. These interdictor ships can drop 3 warp bubbles. The bubble will drop at the ship's current location and have a 20-kilometer range. They will prevent your ship from warping off. The worst thing to do is to attempt to warp as your first move. Your ship will take a few seconds to enter warp, which is enough time for that first bubble to drop. When your ship is warp disrupted, it will come to a complete stop. Kiss your ass goodbye. Okay, time to not panic and not worry about the 500 million ISK in my cargo hold. I need to move away from this ship and be at least 30 kilometers away before warping. I still have 30 seconds to act. He's not jumping, so I look for a planet away from him. Here's a good planet. Speed is key here. I double-click in space and immediately turn on my micro-warp drive. There's the first bubble. The bubble will not slow down my speed unless I try to warp. He will start following and will want to drop another bubble.
Warp drive.
And now he tries to target my ship. I start my warp to the planet. If he gets a target lock on my ship, he could warp disrupt me from 26 kilometers. But I was already far enough away. Don't start your warp until you are 30 kilometers away. I drop a bookmark. I'm not out of danger yet. He can see the direction I warped away and follow me to this planet. I am quick to warp back to my new bookmark. Okay, now I can breathe again. I believe I made a few minor mistakes, but don't hold back in the comments if you have suggestions for me. We are all here to learn how to survive and enjoy hacking in null space. First, I should have warped off that gate right away, and I think I could have warped away as he approached. I'm not sure how fast he could have dropped that first bubble. Next, instead of double-clicking in space to start flying towards that planet, it would have been better to hit the approach key to that planet. My align time would have been slightly faster. Next, I should have selected to warp 100 kilometers off the planet instead of warping to 0. If he had followed and caught up to my ship, I would have been in his second bubble. Remember, I'm just an alpha with no cloak. If you have a cloak, then you fly directly away, click your micro-warp drive, and then cloak. Wait about 2 seconds, and then change your direction 90 degrees in a random direction. This is your best chance to avoid him flying at your ship and decloaking you. Now you can take your sweet time flying away to safety. Well, that's all for this video. It was pretty long, but I had a lot to show you. My ISK count is just above 500 million, and I only have about 1 hour left to hack. I need to save the last half an hour to get back to Jeddah and sell my loot. I will finish up this challenge attempt in the next episode. So until then, happy hacking.